Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Test
Check,
1,
check,
2.
check.
Test 1, 2.
Check.
Test 1, 2.
Check, 1, 2. Check. All right, welcome everybody to game number 4 of this opening weekend tournament. My name is Seth Hyde, joined here with Eric Thoms, making his long-awaited return to the broadcast booth. Eric, are you excited for this one? This is going to be a good game.
Well, it's the start of a new season, so for many of these young gentlemen, you know, getting back in the saddle, this is the first really competitive group of kids that are on the ice. So for hockey fans like myself, it's great to be out here to be with you today.
And your son Charlie is in this age group, so what's some of the differences you noticed from U18 to U15 hockey? Because there's a lot of rookies that came up this year from U15 AAA.
Well, I mean, you know, it's almost like boys among men in some ways, right? When you're 16 years old, this is the first time those first-year players are playing in a three, age groups of 3 type thing from 16 to 18 years old. And there's a big difference. Some of these 15, 16 years old are big kids. But there is definitely, I believe, an advantage. Obviously, when you're 18 years old, you're starting to develop a little bit of a man's strength, I guess. And so that's what these young kids have to really the physical is really what they have to get used to.
So both these teams had a tough start to their tournament yesterday, losing 10-3 and 9-3 both to the Pinnacle Growlers. So they're looking to get back into the groove here today. And obviously your first game against the defending champions is obviously going to be hard. So they're looking to bounce back, and I think this is going to be a pretty evenly matched game. So no national anthem. The PA system is broken here in the arena, so we're going to jump right into the game. Second game of the tournament for Western and TriPen. Live from the CBS Arena, my name is Seth Hyde, joined here with Eric Thoms. And this game is going to be a dandy. We hope you got your coffee into you folks this morning. Very early rise for this one for the players and parents, and for you as well, Eric, coming out on your Saturday morning.
Yeah, well, absolutely, Seth. I was probably up a little bit past my bedtime as well, so we'll see how the morning goes.
Tap giving it across, given away in front. Roberts brings it back into the zone. And it looks like we have a penalty already, so just 32 seconds into this game, and it looks like TriPen are going to jump right into the power play. Or, sorry, Western are going to jump to the power play. Looked like Spingle was going to the box there.
Yeah, it looks like he got his... No, it's Roberts here, number 17.
Cameron Roberts.
Didn't see what happened there. I thought it was actually Spingle with a bit of a hook, but there must have been something we didn't see. So it'll be interesting now to see very early, 30 seconds into the game, getting a power play and seeing what the Kings can do here.
Kings struggled a little bit with their power play yesterday. But to be fair, they've only been together for a week or a little bit more than that, so they can't really gel together that fast.
Yeah, I mean, most of these players are trying to just kind of get used to. A lot of these players have been playing with each other for many, many years. But there's always new looks, always new players. So just for them trying to get the feel, this is the first tournament. Teams' roster spots aren't, fully filled at this point in time. So you have, a number of kids just really trying to show that they belong.
Dawson clearing it down, Rideout jumps right onto it. Roberts comes out of his net. It's given away, but it was shot just wide. Roberts gave a gift right on the doorstep to Jared Rideout. He just couldn't finish the job and get that shorthanded goal. Caleb Brashley, who had a beautiful goal last night, looking to get another, got it intercepted, and a great penalty kill so far from TriPen.
Yeah, Kings at this point having a hard time just trying to gain the blue line and start to gain possession on the power play. So it's going to be pretty important for them to try to figure this out now in the last 30 seconds of this power play.
And I would say that 8-hour drive from the West Coast didn't really help them yesterday either. But they seem to look much more sharp here today. They started to get a bit of momentum towards the end of the game. And they started a little mini comeback against the Growlers last night. So they are keeping the momentum going a little bit here. They've had a bit of struggles trying to get the puck in the back of the net. Applin tried to get the puck. Drover ties him up on the boards. Applin holding strong, gets it to Mercer. Mercer up ice, kept in, and it's fed back out to Button. Adam Button up the middle, given away. We're back to even strength. Austin turns it into the corner. Button to Corbett. Corbett tries to break it out. Dishes it back over to Button, who's being pressured. Now Urquhart trying to take the puck to the net. Give it away to Lewis. Lewis. Pass up the middle. Lovely feed across to Russell. Russell back down low to Lewis, being pressured by Payne. Going out to the point, and it just squeezes out of the zone. Owen Dyke takes it back, one of the star players at the Danny Cleary Showcase. Now up the middle goes Drew Deering. Went for a shot, got it deflected away from him. Nice hit there by Owen Dyke, coming in from the blue line to make that play. Eric being behind the bench with your son Charlie. How do you notice that checking in this league gives momentum to the boys on the bench?
Well, it absolutely can be a game changer. It could be a situational. I always caution at this. I mean, the kids are getting too good. You can't be running around. If you start to get yourself out of the play, defenseman pinch, you know, a little bit too early just to make a big hit, and then all of a sudden there's a 2-on-1 coming the other way. You do have to watch it, but there's no doubt about it. At the right moment, at the right time, it is a momentum swing.
Cumby taking a shot on net. It's blocked by Harnum. Harnum turning around and bringing it up the other way. Brody Harnum stops, has a look, throws it on net, and Roberts just barely gets a piece of it to hang on.
Yeah, a tricky little shot going in there, and you know, again, early on in games, getting pucks to the net, there's no problem with that. You want to try and test the goaltenders, and you know, you never know if a little a weaker shot gets in there, tips on the way. You want to test these goaltenders.
And we're counting shots on goal this game, as we can see on the scoreboard, so that'll be a good piece of information to talk about.
We got another penalty coming up here now.
Another penalty. It looks like Osprey are heading to the box again. They had a lot of penalty trouble yesterday against the Pinnacle Growlers. Let's see who is getting the penalty and what it's for. And it's for Western, and it's cross-checking call. Well, that could have been really bad. Ryan Roberts left the net thinking that call was against the Osprey. But it is Michael Cumby going to the penalty box for 2 minutes, and an opportunity for TriPen to take the lead.
So we'll now see if the Osprey, and see what sort of power play that they have, and you know, see if they can start to make a statement here in this game so far early on.
So what kind of power play line would you send out here at the start of the game, Eric?
Well, I'm sure that they're just putting their you know, what they would consider their top 5 offensive. You know, and then for me, it's about just getting shots to the net. There you go. That's what they're going to start to do now. They got to start testing Roberts there.
Owen Dyke trying to get it off the boards. Decker takes it over. This schedule's been pretty grueling on Western. Their game last night finished about 10:30, and then by the time they get out of the arena and get back to their hotel, it'd probably be 11:30. And now they had to get back up at 7 a.m. this morning, so they're running on adrenaline for this one. So, Eric, in your years of coaching, what's something you've noticed of staying in hotels during tournaments and stuff?
I mean, you know, it is fun for the kids at any age. There's no question about it. But you know, these kids are here for a serious tournament, so they have to have curfews. They have to make sure that they're behaving, you know, themselves a certain way. I mean, that's what's demanded by coaches, and that's, you know, the idea of being here. But you know, again, there's a bit of fun with it all. I mean, a lot, you know, also with these teams, a lot of grade 12s. These kids are getting back to school. They're getting back to the grind, you know, of getting up early in the morning, and that's not easy. I'm sure that some of these kids woke up this morning and said, "Oh my, Saturday morning, I'm up this early." So they have to kind of get used to it. So that's what the first tournament of the year is, probably just a lot of kids just getting used to this grind, you know, what these tournaments entail.
I'd say that's definitely something we said this morning as well, this early on Saturday.
Absolutely.
Here comes Jackson Barrett. Barrett cutting to the outside, switched to the backhand, got it turned away, and is that another penalty?
No.
Oh, the net is off. Thought it would have been a 5-on-3 there for 3 seconds for the TriPen Osprey.
I think both teams are a little bit tentative here this morning. It could be the early morning. It could be the new season. But, you know, they're trying to feel their way through. You know, only one shot on net so far this game. So, you know, my hope for any of these teams is start to get pound the net, and there's number 2. So we'll get there.
Roberts with another great save as we get back to even strength with 13:27 left to go in the first period.
I think the one thing that I do marvel at how the size of these kids. I don't remember playing hockey growing up and kids, you know, 16, 18 years old being this big, but it must be something in the water.
Or maybe something in the food as well, and what
Exactly.
their parents are feeding them. Mercer clears it down. Corbett takes it back. Corbett, lovely move. Gives it up to Roberts. Roberts with King going to the net. Here's King, and on goal, heading to the back of the net. Still has a look. He has 3 Western defenders on him, but he made a beautiful pass back down low to Cameron Roberts.
It's an opportunity there to take another shot on net. So, I mean, he takes the puck behind the net. I really do think that he needs to. They got to start pounding it on net here. Good things will happen.
Dumped down the ice, and it is going to go the full way for an icing call. So a slow start to this game. See if they can pick up the pace here with 12:37 left to go in the first period. Getting a photo shoot done down there by the producer and momager, we call her.
No, Jackie does a lot behind the scenes here for you, Seth. So,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her and Dad as well.
Yeah, wonderful people. Wonderful people.
Here's Russell, and actually Mom isn't on the camera for this game, and neither is Dad. It's your son, Jack.
Yes, sir.
Who is trying out the camera today, so maybe we'll have him back. He's coming back for the 11:30 game, the Impact versus the Growlers. That's going to be a finals rematch, so I feel like it's being taken over by the Thoms now. It's going to be Tom's side, sports side.
Well, no, I think it's the Seth Hyde sports side. I think there's that's where we want to continue things for sure.
Oh, what a hit on the boards there by Mercer, and now
there it is.
Things are kicking up a little bit here now. Drover and Cave pushing and shoving on the boards. You could just see how quickly the physicality picked up after one check.
Yeah, as a coach, I wouldn't mind this. You want to start getting things. You want to get the team engaged. You want to get them riled up a little bit. You know, obviously have to keep hands and elbows down. We have a headshot there, so. And they're getting
That's 4 minutes.
Right. So that's a little bit of the killer, but I certainly don't mind when they start picking up the physical. So now the Kings haven't shown much on their first power play, so now they have 4 minutes to try and start to figure things out.
Bugden with it out at the point. Giving it back down low to Urquhart, who leaves it for Spingle. Bit of a lineup change here for the Western Kings. They were running the same 7 players over and over again for the first 2 periods. So I'd say they're exhausted for this game. And Bugden has taken over that spot on defense from Joseph Wiseman on the power play. A chance for a shorthanded goal. Oh, a hard collision into the boards. Looks like Adam Dawson is going to be okay. Now Owen Dyke coming in for it. Laying the body, Urquhart pins him up against the boards. Lovely play here from the Kings. Wraparound attempt, and that's the first shot Andrew Ackerman has faced in this one. Andrew Ackerman, another rookie. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, Eric.
No, I'm just saying that I like the aggressiveness of TriPen right now in terms of what they're doing on this penalty kill. I just think if they continue that, they're going to cause trouble for the Kings here.
Cumby trying to get past Owen Dyke, but he takes the puck, dumps it in. Great start to the penalty kill here from the Osprey, keeping the Kings out. Wiseman giving it back down low. Tap. With it on the corner, tried to throw it on net. It hit a body and went wide. Now backhand pass across. It's cleared down the ice by Button. And regrouping are the Kings. It's Morgan Peavy taking it back in. He shoots and gloved down by Ackerman with 9:57 left to go in the first.
Yeah, Kings still being a little tentative on the power play here. You know, I'm just again taking shots on net at this point in the game. 0-0. They got a couple of minutes left on this power play. They've got to really start to be a little bit more patient. But you know, again, getting shots on the net.
Yeah, it has been a pretty reserved game so far, considering the one we had last night. So pretty slow start between these two teams, but the fatigue is definitely setting in from their games yesterday. King trying to get it on the boards. Tap feeds it up to Peavy. Peavy around the outside wall. Corbett takes it over. Tried to give it to Button. In walks Mercer. Cleared down the ice again. Lovely play by Applin to just give the Kings a little bit more room to do something here as Tap brings it back in. Tap coming in, shoots. Great save by Harnham. Now Applin almost kept it in. King trying to take off. King battling with Decker. King trying to backhand it into the zone. Corbett takes it over, trying to chip it off the boards. It's given away out in front to Lambswood. A shot blocked by Button. Corbett gonna clear it down the ice. 50 seconds remaining on the power play for the Kings. Monk has the puck on the boards. It's Lambswood. Now Monk gets it back. Turned over to Applin. Applin back down to Spingle. Kings looking for one last rush on the power play. Rashly pressuring Dyke. Spingle gets the puck. Sending it over to Applin, who brings it up the other way. Monk trying to get it, and it goes up and over the glass with 8:06 left to go in the first period.
Yeah, Seth, I mean, as you're saying, you know, it's a bit of a quiet game right now. You know, only 5 shots total. You know, teams are just trying to figure each other's out, and you're absolutely right. Two tough games that they had, or tough game each last evening. So it might be showing just a little bit. It might take them 20 minutes to get into this game. But we'll see. I mean, things can change in a dime, as we know.
Haven't been very many whistles in this game either. So this has been a very reserved matchup so far, and TriPen with another great penalty kill. Kings a little bit better on that one. They had 3 shots on that power play. The other way goes Peavy with Rashly going to the net. Rashly on the rebound. Dyke lays him out on the boards, out to the point to Wiseman. Wiseman back in, shot blocked in front. Lambswood tries to take the puck over. Rashly looking for Dyke and him battling on the boards. Owen Dyke has been a key piece for TriPen so far this game on the blue line, Eric.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, big kid, plays physical. You see his posture on the ice is pretty impressive to see as well. So big strength for TriPen there.
And what's the call here? Both of them going to the box. They don't like that call. They're complaining to the ref like he's calling into Patty Daly here this morning.
I think they were mucking around at the bench, you know, possibly just engaged each other at the bench, and the referee's not going to have any part of that.
So it's going to stay 5-on-5 by the looks of things.
A penalty here.
Oh, it looks like it is going to be a penalty. That's why they blew that whistle to move it into the zone. They just said, Roberts, you're not allowed on the ice yet. So it is going to be another power play for the Kings as Jared Rideout heads to the penalty box for 2 minutes.
I think
Those
you were
roughing-
saying, yeah, I think you were saying last night that TriPen had quite a few penalties in their game yesterday, and it continues here today.
Yeah, that's what really killed them in the game yesterday. They let the Growlers get on the power play, and that's something you don't really want to do. They've been red hot so far in this tournament. Harnham tries to break the play up. Cumby moving in from the corner, shot blocked by Corbett. Down low, Barrett is going to take it over. Harnham moving in. Cave gets it to Austin. Cave gets it back. Thrown in front, a shot by Austin, and the net comes off with 5:54 left, and that was a key scoring chance there for the Kings.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's a bit of fun to play on the power play. And you're getting, what, 6 or 8 minutes in the first period. I mean, that's a good way to start to feel comfortable about the game. I mean, Kings do need to kind of pick it up, I think, a little bit on the power play. But it's good. They're in a good place right now.
Freed to Spingle. Spingle into the corner to Peavy. Peavy trying to lift that one on net. Simmons coming out in front, out to the point to Spingle. And Eric, before the game, you were saying it's a big difference to color commentate this game rather than the Pee Wee games. Well, as well as coach, I'd say.
No doubt. I mean, it's not only personalities, but I mean, you know, you learn over time. So I mean, as you get older, the game should get a little bit crisper. Skills should be a little bit better, and you know, I mean, you expect more at this level, right? So as a commentator, for me, you can look at the game a little bit more, you know, objectively in terms of what's going right and going wrong when you're doing your, you know, your U13, like I helped you out with last spring. You know, possibly you have to feel like you have to be a little bit kinder, I don't know, with the young kids still learning the game. Here you can look at it more with a critical eye, so it's a bit of fun here.
Yeah, well, you also had U13. Anna Thoms, your daughter was in U13 last year, so you know what it's like to coach U13, U15, U18. You know all the experiences.
Well, yeah, I mean, you learn in life. Yeah, so I think last time I was here, I was telling you that I'm an old guy, right? So you learn in life that not every kid needs to be coached. And all kids can't be coached in one way. Yes, you want systems and you want, you know, a team to develop a culture and these sort of things. But individually, kids and people need different levels of coaching and, you know, different inspirations and different ways to help them improve, or, you know, how you criticize them or how you get them to improve. So everybody's different out here. But again, you know, you want a team to gel as a culture, how they're going to work hard together.
We talked about this last time. You had quite the Pee Wee experience at the Purelator Cup when you had that 4-goal game and you got to meet, was it Bobby Hull?
It was Bobby Hull, sure. Long time ago. So it's nice to reminisce about that kind of stuff. You know, as you were talking about, I have 3 children now. All are still playing hockey, and I have a lot of fun being around the rink, watching them and watching them grow into wonderful young people.
Yeah, now Jack and Charlie are in U18 age group this year.
Absolutely. So they'll play together. And they'll play in the Celtics organization. Charlie will get, you know, obviously his big game with the Gonzaga Vikings, and that's been something he's enjoyed throughout high school. And let's continue. I want to ask you about your newfound high school experience as well, Seth. So I'm interested to see what you have to say about that.
Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. It looks like our Vikings are going to be pretty good this season with high school hockey, with the Andy Knight, Nolan Avery combination.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's tough. The AAA, the major midget teams do take away a lot from the high school because these guys travel a lot, so they miss a fair few games. So it certainly is a different game. You know, more high tempo, high skill when these major midget players play. But I will tell you, across the island, there's a lot of kids that don't play major midget. You know, who have the skill to play there. So there's still a lot of great hockey at the high school level.
Oh, they really got away with a penalty there. That was pretty close. Pretty close call there for the Kings. Now coming up the other way go TriPen is Cumby. Pokes it away from Monk. Rashly going up the middle. Turned around, Corbett is going to take it. Corbett sends it up the middle, and another penalty. Just that TriPen just got away with there. That could have been too many men. Lambswood takes a shot, bounces back out front. These last few minutes have been all Western Kings. They've been all over TriPen. Eric, have you noticed a momentum change at all with the Kings, especially in the last few moments, as we just said?
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely developing confidence, but I mean they've held the puck because of penalty trouble on the Osprey side. So you know they're starting to feel good about themselves. I'd say right now. A few more shots on net.
Rashley back out to Applin. Applin tried to give it up the middle to Rashley, but it was turned over and dumped into the corner by Drew Deering. So this could be the first time this tournament we see a scoreless first period. Rashley, brought down. What a collision there on the boards. Someone called collision clinic after that one. Up the middle, Deering being pinned up by Rashley. Oh, what a shot by Lambswood. That shot was faster than people going to Pizza Hut out in Galway. Lovely shot from Lambswood, and he opens the scoring with 1:51 left to go in the first.
Yeah, perfect angle from where we were from a booth perspective. You know, you could see it. You could almost see exactly. But I mean, it takes a perfect shot to make that one top cheese. You know, as the young kids like to call it, well, not quite bar down, but top corner. So we saw it all the way here, but a great patience just to pull it back off angle and to get it upstairs. So as you say, momentum turned, and this is very good for the Kings at this point.
Now, speaking of the Pizza Hut, have you given it a try yet out in Galway?
I have not. Sorry, I have not.
It's been a pretty big hit out there. We went out on the first day of school where we had a half day, and there was no one there, so we just waltzed in and got the pizza and left, and I gotta say, it's pretty good. Pretty good pizza. I heard there's also a Taco Bell coming in Galway. I don't know if that's just a rumor, and they got another one!
Wow.
It's Roberts, who pretty much kicked it into the net. That's a goal that Messi would be proud of. Lovely, got away with that one there. He didn't really make a kicking motion, but he's not complaining, that's for sure.
I know Roberts is not really pleased with that, but again, I talked right at the beginning of the game. Throw anything on net, it could hit anything as it goes in, and that's exactly what happened there. So tough break for the Kings after really kind of taking the back half of this period in terms of playing really, really well and getting a goal. And but again, you get things on net and good things might happen.
Yeah, Ryan Roberts right in front of the net. Right place, right time. And it's 1-1, and both teams have really picked up the pace. Pass out front. We might have another goal here. It's a breakaway for Roberts, but Wiseman is going to chase him down with just 1 minute remaining in the first period of play. Score is 1-1, and we've had a flood of goals here in the last few minutes. Harnham out to the point. Given away, and now we might have one more before the end of the period. It's a 2-on-1. Pass over to Austin, and it's just wide. The net comes off with 41.9 left to go.
It's good. I think, 2-on-1, you're coming down there, a little bit more urgency. I think the Kings player played it, he was a little bit too wide. I think he had a clear angle to the net, and then he could have made a choice on whether or not he had a shot or whether or not the goalie was cheating over to the, or, if the goaltender was cheating over, or whether or not he had a play over. Terrific pass there. The player, you always kind of think, the player has to be able to cradle that and get a shot off there. But I thought the player carrying it down could have probably gotten his angle to the net a little bit harder.
Shot from Decker, and Akerman with a beautiful save. Akerman closed that one down like the Outer Ring Road. On the boards, it's Deering trying to break it free. Monk takes over. Back in, Applin putting the pressure on. Still trying to free the puck on the boards. It looks like we probably are going to run out of time, but wait a minute, we got a 2-on-1 the other way. Dawson in on net, pass in front, just wide. Great play by Mercer, diving across. He beat him like an egg yolk on that play, and that's going to do it for our first period. So the score after one is 1-1. And what a last few minutes of that first period. So myself and Eric are going to take a break. We'll keep the stream going, and we'll be back once play commences. All right, everybody, welcome back to the CBS Arena for the second period of play between the TriPen Osprey and the Western Kings. Eric, what are you expecting going into the second period?
Well, my God, as hockey fans, you hope what we got the last, say, 5 minutes of that first period is a little bit more excitement, a couple of goals, you know, starting to get a little bit more physical play. I mean, that's what you want. The first 15, maybe just feeling each other out, a few penalties. The Osprey that were probably a little bit too excited to start found themselves in the box probably, too many times. You don't want to find yourself in the box at all. But hopefully they can now continue. The coaches probably went in and tried to excite them, to try to get the legs moving, after a tough first games for them yesterday. So let's just hope we see more of the same of the back part of the first period.
Yeah, that last few minutes was very exciting. And actually, the Osprey goal didn't actually count as a shot on net because it hit a bunch of bodies on its way to the goal.
I didn't realize that was the rule. I didn't know. I thought if it went in, it had to be a shot, but we'll see. Seth, I want to ask you, though, about moving from McDonald Drive into Gonzaga. So you moved from top dog in grade 9, and now you're just kind of the bottom of the barrel trying to feel your way. How are you enjoying high school so far?
Yeah, it was. It's really different this year because last year we had all the freedom in the world. You know, we were the royalty of McDonald Drive last year. All the teachers were so great. Obviously, I knew a lot of the grade 7s and stuff from broadcasting the games over the year. A lot of them were with the Hitman and TriCom and all that stuff. So last year was probably my favorite year of school, to be honest with you. So it's pretty different going from that to high school. It's a big jump, right, especially with semesterized courses. And I'm sure it's not that easy on these young men out here today.
They got to keep up with the school. There's no doubt about it. It's, for many of these kids, school is going to bring them forward. Hockey becomes a hobby. Hopefully a lot of these kids will start playing junior. Charlie had an opportunity to play some junior hockey with now the Avalon Celtics. And, so that's what a lot of these players will start to graduate themselves to, especially the grade 12s. So early penalty here for TriPen. So we'll see the Kings again on a power play.
Yeah, so Owen Dyke to the penalty box. That's a big loss for TriPen's defense. And also, folks, we just made a TikTok account for Seth Hyde Sportside, which will be showcasing some of the highlights from past games. So if there was a beautiful goal or anything like that, you will find that on the Seth Hyde Sportside TikTok account, so be sure to go give that a follow. We just started that yesterday, and the name on that is S Hyde Sportside. Won't let me change my name for some reason. And on goal, almost a shorthanded tally there. Those goals can be pretty deflating, Eric.
Oh, absolutely. Again, got to get to the net. Have to be certain on that when we're going. I understand he's killing the penalty, and he just more or less wants to keep the puck deep, but a great chance.
Wiseman being pinned up against the boards. Great penalty killing efforts here from TriPen with Ethan King. King still keeping it into the zone. He's going to take it out and dump it back into the corner. Now here come the Kings breaking it out the other way. It's Mercer coming to the net. Lovely move around Button. Rashley has a down low. Peavy, Mercer. Out to the point, Spingle, Mercer. Mercer, all right idea. In the way was Jared Rideout to break up that pass. Spingle down to Rashley. Rashley was actually the first post we had on my TikTok account. He had a gorgeous goal last night. Went through the Pinnacle Growlers defense and slotted it right up in the top corner over Jesse Harnum's blocker side. And we're back to even strength. Another successful penalty kill from TriPen. Western have really struggled on the power play here this weekend.
Well, if they keep on getting opportunities like this, they're certainly going to improve over time. Without a doubt, they'll find their way. They got some good players out there. Sometimes being a little bit too tentative. Got to shoot the puck. As far as I'm concerned, you got to get things to the net. I understand how good these goaltenders are, but what you want is, we know from watching NHL, when looking at all the stats, goals happen from, you know, that shooting triangle and getting rebounds. Everything is in close. We've got to get shots on net.
And Eric, I got to ask you, do you have a favorite NHL team? I know Jack is a Calgary fan.
Well, I'm not, you know that I lived in Calgary for 20 years. I was lucky enough to be a season ticket holder. You know, I was there in 2004 during the Stanley Cup run, Mika Kiprusoff and the Red Mile and everything like that. So it's pretty easy to begin to like a franchise like that over the years. You know, a lot of question marks now this year about that team. You know, especially with the movement over the last number of years. But you know, we'll always kind of, you know, always will love Calgary.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that Red Mile. It'd grow every round. You said every round the Flames would win. It just keep growing and growing and growing.
Absolutely. 17th Avenue was the place to be. And I mean, when you think about it, it's almost 20 years ago, Seth. So I was much younger. I didn't have children, so I was smack dab in the middle of it.
Barrett, backdoor. Oh, that was beautiful. Tic-tac-toe passing, and TriPen have a 2-1 lead. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, well, I mean, what great eyes. I don't know who made the pass over, who got the assist, but I mean, that was a pass all the way and terrific vision. And it's great to see these kids, you know, to be able to see that pass.
Really, really nice, clean play there. Pass up ice, King trying to get it. Up the middle it goes to Cave. Brady Cave trying to free it on the boards. Being pinned up against the side wall. Corbett brings it back up. They might have another one here. Oh, great save by Roberts.
Yeah, good save to take away the angle there by Roberts. No doubt about it.
Lovely pass. Cave off to the races here. Corbett pins him up against the boards. Now it goes to Riley Cave. Now back to Brady Cave. Thrown in front, and it is covered up in goal by Andrew Ackerman with 15:58 left to go in the second period of play. It's 2-1 TriPen.
Yeah, I would say for the Kings here, I mean, TriPen with 4 shots with a couple goals. Nothing on the goaltender, but you know, it kind of shows a bit of the game in terms of what the Kings, you know, penalty trouble and that the Osprey's been getting in. So 2 goals on 4 shots 5 minutes into the second period has to be a little frustrating.
Around the boards, going back down the other way. Down low to Urquhart. Urquhart trying to pass it in front of the net. Given away, though, and up the other way comes TriPen as Wiseman tried to poke the puck away. Now up the other way goes Payne. Payne trying to get it. Wiseman gets it back, sends it over to Cumbie. Cumbie, and he gives it to Wiseman, and Cumbie gets it back once again. Payne open on the boards. It goes to him. Pass up the middle. Bumped into the boards by Barrett, but Payne gets it back, but it is going to be called for offsides. And a bit of a confrontation there after the whistle.
I was thinking there, the pass around the boards, you know, I played left wing, you know, almost all my life, and nothing that I hated more when you probably had a tape-to-tape pass, when it just came ringing around the boards and you had to try to pick it off the board. So sometimes defensemen need to think about how can you get that tape-to-tape pass as opposed to hammering around the boards when it wasn't really necessary.
Was there a winger that you idolized when you used to play hockey, Eric?
No, not really. I don't think there was anybody that I, you know, tried to think about how to play, you know, similar style or these sort of things. You know, I mean, I grew up in the era of Gretzky, right? So, I mean, it's, you know, Curry and Messier and all these, you know, all these big heart guys, you know. And you know, they're the guys that you still think about. You know, I mean, the skill level today in the NHL and even at the juniors, see all these kids from Newfoundland now starting to play in Major Junior, the Maritime League. A lot of young kids going off to prep school. I mean, the Newfoundland game is just getting better and better and better all the time, and a lot of it is because of watching your heroes on you know, on television, you know, throughout.
A lot of kids went away recently as well to prep schools this summer. So a lot of teams lost a lot of their future stars. Dawson shoots, saved in goal by Roberts. PV tries to clear. Owen Dyke holds that blue line with a rocket of a shot on net, turned aside by Roberts.
Yeah, one of the key pieces, I mean, in Newfoundland, if you don't find your way into Major Midget once you graduate from U15, you know, there's not a real strong under 16 league here. So, you know, I know that Hockey Newfoundland is trying to put one together. I don't know what that will result in, and but I mean, that's the one age group, female and male. When you're turned 16 years old, you're kind of in a bit of no man's land.
Yeah, this year it's definitely going to be a bit intimidating for me as well, and I'm only playing house league, so I can't even imagine what these AAA rookies are feeling here with all the big older guys at the other end of the ice.
Oh yeah, there's always there's a bit of nerves for all of these kids. There's no doubt about it. But again, they're so good now. They're skating, they're shooting. Their vision on the ice is just, it's, you know, it's a much different game than when I was playing growing up.
Down low to Wiseman. Right out trying to pressure. Monk moves in. Cumby pinning it up against the boards. It goes out to the point. Thrown on net. Again, a bit of a slow start to this second period as well. Maybe in the last 2 minutes we'll see another 2 goals from both teams. Going up the other way, Monk takes it. Monk with right out in front of the net. Monk still trying to power it in. Cumby turns it over. Right out has it down low. Cumby lifts a stick. Right out in front. It just rolled off his stick and went up through the middle. Right out. Looking for it. Dyke waiting for it out at the point. Pass in front. Harnham. Great move. A shot and an even better stop by Ryan Roberts. Corbett on net. Blocked. Fanned on the clear down the ice, and great opportunity here for Western to make something happen on that mistake. Riley Cave. Back to Brady Cave. But it was given away on the boards. Brody Harnham tries to clear it. Cave keeps it in. Now Brady Cave steps in, cleared down the ice. Mercer turning it around. Barrett takes it. Given away up the middle. Now here's Payne. Payne trying to get around the defense. Barrett trying to take it up. Mercer shoots it up the middle. Going on goal, Robert pokes that puck wide. Payne taking it up the middle. It's a 2-on-1. Mercer, beautiful pass. Oh, what a save by Ackerman. But my goodness, what a pass.
Yeah, that's Urquhart there. Great. I just noted I didn't make the comment at the end of the first period on a 2-on-1. A great back check, which stopped that to as the period ended there. And again, you know, great pass, great 2-on-1. Just couldn't bury it.
That pass from Mercer to Urquhart was smoother than the pontoon boats on Horse Shops Pond. That was a beautiful play, and they almost got it past Ackerman. Decker with it down behind the net. Rashley, oh, what a shot from the corner. That would have been a nice one. Peeled around and whipped it on goal. Now here's Lewis, and it looks like we have a hand pass call here. Be a face-off just outside of the zone.
TriPen here now starting to carry the play in the second period. You know, they probably had a good chat in the dressing room between periods. And it really feels like they're starting to step up their game.
Oh, look at this. Here we go. Decker in on goal with Peavy. What a save by Ackerman. What a debut from him. The 2008 is really holding his own in net.
Playing well back there right now.
Rashley trying to take it up. Oh, that looked like it didn't have good intentions. That hit there just wide of the head of Caleb Rashley, and being a star player can put you as a target to some of those checks. And Eric, I'm sure you've noticed in the high school games. Oh my, that went in. My goodness, it's Drew Deering just poking it in front of the net. I've never seen a goal like that before.
The dreaded carrying the puck in front of your net to try to make a play, and all it was a stick to redirect it, and it goes in. That was that's a really tough play. It's something you tell all your players never to do. Don't carry the puck in front of your own net.
That was a weird goal for TriPen. Drew Deering, the AP player, gets on the board. And somehow that managed to just trickle into the net.
It's a gift, an absolute gift, that one.
Early Christmas gift, that's for sure. Wiseman with Russell. Now Dyke, but as I was trying to say before they scored, you probably noticed in the AAA games that they tend to target the high school games, they tend to target the AAA players on the team and go for the low blows and go for the headshots and that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, you always want to, you know, again, when I grew up, you didn't do that because there was a little bit of retribution that that could be brought forward. Today, now, players are on their own, and sometimes you do get individuals who are going to take liberties with star players, and you know, I mean, I think because most kids have to understand it's just a game at the end of the day, and kids have to come out of this healthy.
My goodness, Andrew Ackerman still standing tall in goal. He unwrapped that play like a kid at Christmas. Beautiful saves from him.
Yes, Andrew Ackerman is playing very well back there. So TriPen should be pretty pleased. You know, they have obviously their solid number one in Curry, who's not in the nets tonight, but being able to come back with Ackerman. Assuming we're going to see O'Leary as the tournament goes on as well. So, you know, they might have a good 3 goaltenders there.
We actually played against O'Leary in our provincials last year in our first game and the finals. And my goodness, he was the reason why the CBs beat us in both of those games. He was on fire. He won player of the game in the finals and in the first game of the tournament. And he was like the Carey Price of that team. He kind of carried him to the final.
Yeah, absolutely. Goaltending, like all the players, goaltending just gets stronger and stronger in Newfoundland. So it's really nice to see.
Yeah, we're still not over that gold medal loss. It was home ice as well, but yeah, he had a great tournament, and him making AAA this year was pretty well deserved, that's for sure. And also Ackerman, he's a big soccer player for Mount Pearl Soccer Association. Multi-sport athlete he is, and he's also a wonderful netminder. And then he's going to be a key piece in this TriPen team this year. 14 saves so far in this one. Ryan Roberts as well. A few unlucky bounces into the back of the net. He hasn't let in a bad goal yet this game. So both netminders really showing their skill here this game. Here's Dyke. Trying to feed it up the ice. Spingle. Trying to bring it back into the zone. Now Dyke up to Dawson. Dawson coming in on goal. Dyke gets it back. Kicking it free, and it's turned over. The Kings try to break it out. Payne up the middle. It's a 3-on-2. Coming in, Payne takes it over. Payne, oh, what a hit by Dyke. Monk gets the puck. Monk up to Rideout. Rideout coming in on goal. Harnham driving to the right-hand side. It was blocked in front. Kept in out at the point by Logan Butler. He's brought down by Urquhart's with 7:15 remaining. Butler almost managed to keep it in, but it is called for offsides, and some words being exchanged there.
Yeah, Kings need to find a way to try to turn the tide here, so to speak. And you know, if they got to get a little bit of pushing and shoving here, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But they got to find a little bit of moxie here now in the second period. I mean, this was about the time in the first period where they did start to show some a little bit more aggression, a little bit better skill. So we'll see if they can do the same.
Dump back into the zone. Wiseman going to take it. Wiseman pass up the middle. Now Rashley bringing it in on that. It's a 2-on-1. Rashley, oh my goodness, what a move. And an even better save by Ackerman. Rashley almost made the Seth Hyde Sportside highlight page again this morning.
Yeah, and just like that, they get a really good play. Listen, Kings have had their opportunities here. We saw a couple of 2-on-1s. You know, Ackerman is a difference maker now in the last few minutes. You know, TriPen just have to make sure that they watch themselves on these odd man rushes.
Backhand pass, Butler up to Barrett. Barrett turning around, Harnum trying to take it to the net, giving away, and it's a 4-on-2. Wiseman elects to dump it in. Rashley and Lambswood are chasing. Rashley trying to get it on the boards. Roberts pokes it back into the zone. Rashley takes it in, went low side, rebound, scores! Who was that? I didn't quite catch who it was. It's Ethan James who everybody is swarming out there. Great shot by Rashley. That was almost a shot pass, and Ethan James read it like a book on a Friday night right in front of the net to poke it in, and the Kings are back in it.
You can only rely on your goaltender for so much. 16th shot of the game, second goal now, but you know, exactly as I said a couple of minutes ago, I mean, the Kings got to find themselves. Maybe it's their, you know, the back half of the periods is where they really kind of show their muster here. And, you know, their high-skilled players are getting on the net, and again, they're getting shots to the net. So they're able to get rebounds, and good things happen.
So we got a game on our hands. The Kings have been peppering Andrew Ackerman with shots. Up the other way goes Connor Green to King to Lewis. Nice little tic-tac-toe. They just couldn't get the shot off. And what a pass. Look at this. Cave is in alone, but it's just too much. Vinegar on those fish and chips. He almost managed to get to the puck in time, but it went down into the corner. Now Simmons with it. Simmons pokes a three. King up the middle to Lewis. Lewis turning it over. Oh, a big open ice hit between Cave and Owen Dyke. And now here's PV coming to the net. Mercer takes it over. Down into the corner. Cave is going to try to get the puck. Up the other way goes King. King with a great move. Mercer giving it away. Lewis turns around and shoots, and it's covered in net by Roberts with 4:59 left to go in what has been a thrilling second period so far, and it looks like we're going to have a penalty for the Western Kings.
Yeah, showing here that the referee just doesn't want anything to get out of hand. Going to call pretty much everything that kind of goes on, and you know, that's it. Now, the Kings have not been in the penalty box that much this game, but you know, here you go. Mercer is sitting down for cross-checking.
Yeah, Mercer didn't really like that call. He was complaining about that one, and the refs were having none of that. So he better call VOCM because they care. Right out with it out at the points. I didn't quite catch what happened, Eric. Did you see
a little cross
what
check
the penalty was about?
Yeah, just two of the kids were kind of nose to nose in a cross check. Referees don't want any part of it.
And big on the TriPen player for not retaliating there. That's one of the penalties we see a lot in this league. I'd say that penalty is more common than tripping. The retaliation calls as you get older in age.
They call it every time.
And the net just a smidge off its moorings there. Getting that fixed up and a chance for TriPen to regroup. They've had a bit of a struggle here in these last few minutes. The Kings have been all over Andrew Ackerman in the TriPen defense. Harnum with it on the sidewall. Trying to get it out to the point. Dyke pokes it down to Dawson. Rashleigh trying to get it on the boards. Giving up the middle. Peavy looking for another goal. Couldn't quite break it out of the zone. Dawson to Dyke. Dyke fakes the slapper, giving it down to Harnum. Harnum back down low to Drover. Now here's Applin. Applin trying to shovel it up ice out to Owen Dyke, being heavily pressured. Actually, Western have done much better here this morning on the penalty kill as they did last night. A shot on net and a great stop by Roberts, and it goes up and out of play.
Yeah, the TriPen kind of moving the puck around really well on that power play. You know, you get the opportunity, you got to shoot, and you got to shoot it hard and get that puck on net. That kind of seemed to be a little bit of a weaker shot, just trying to place it a little bit too easy. But you got to hammer that behind the net, especially when you get a golden opportunity like that.
Out to the point, Lewis. Over to King. Now down into the corner. Thrown in front, and it's in! In the back of the net, it looked like it was Jackson Barrett on the front doorstep ringing the doorbell, and that's a power play goal. And just like that, TriPen pull way in front.
Yeah, no, power play. Listen, TriPen's power play has, been showing a little bit of good movement, good patience. And then when you find that opportunity to make that pass, it was a good, strong pass. And I got a little bit of fumble on just trying to get the shot off, but no harm, no foul. Puts it behind the goaltender there.
So now TriPen have a bit of life here before the end of the second period. Barrett trying to get it up the middle. It's Corbett who's going to chase it down. Corbett twisting away, trying to send it up the middle. Now Wiseman, he's going to take that puck, throw it in. Corbett going to go after it once again, and it is going to be an icing call with exactly 3 minutes remaining in the second period.
No, as I talked about this earlier, look up at the scoreboard. Osprey 4 goals on 10 shots, so they're getting obviously quality. Not a whole lot of shots, but they're making them count.
Wiseman has it down low, up to Lambswood, and now taking off is Peavy. Peavy in pain. Peavy shoots. Ackerman stops. Out to the point to Wiseman. Bugden, throwing it on net, shooting, rebound, Freed, and it's in! It's Peavy on the doorstep!
He was waving it off, though.
And yeah, the referee says no goal. Peavy had it put in the back of the net, but the net did come off. So that goal isn't gonna stand. If only we had a camera up over that net, we could see video review there.
Again, tough break. I talked about this earlier in the game with defensemen making the pinch. If you don't have your forward coverage behind you, you have to think twice. And that was a prime example of a pinch that came down on 2-on-1. Good back check. The first shot got off. They got the second shot, and then the rebound was there. And just unfortunately for the Kings, the net came off before.
So the verdict is no goal. Very unlucky there for Western. And that's a big mood killer, having a goal waved off when you need one. What would you say to Western on the bench if you were the coach?
I'm noticing, I was looking over the coaches, and the coaches weren't, and we were on the opposite side of the rink from seeing if that came off or not. The coaches over there didn't seem to be, they were almost agreeing with, not necessarily agreeing with the call. It's kind of a tough thing for them to see, but they weren't really complaining. They didn't ask for any explanation, so it was obviously pretty clear that the net came off. Goaltenders are, are attuned to their ability to be able to knock off the net in key situations, right? Kicking the net off.
Off the boards, Russell trying to get a tap. Playing it back into the zone. Now given across, it's picked up on the boards by Button. Cumby lifting the stick on the side wall. Going out Drover, out to the point. Ripped on net, and Roberts makes the save.
Clear shots like that into the net are going to get saved every time. You just saw the glove of Roberts just right in front of him. Pretty easy shot to save if you're not going to get players in front of the net. Kings have to, Kings can't be disheartened at this point in time. Down 2 goals, 18 shots on net, getting a lot of opportunities. You got Ackerman, who's been playing very, very well. A couple of unlucky breaks for that last goal. There wasn't a goal, but for that not to count. So I wouldn't be disheartened if I was the Kings. They just got to keep out and play their game, and they're going to get more opportunities.
Rebound for Dawson. He could have went for a shot there, but he just ran out of space. Simmons from the point, tipped in front, just over the net. Dyke has it out at the point, played back down into the corner. Now it's out in front, trying to jam it past Ryan Roberts. Dawson looking for the puck. Monk trying to get it. Actually thinking about that goal that was called off. We were in Toronto. We had our camera set up right on the goal line, and there was a goal that hit off the back bar, but it was waved off, and we had a perfect view of it going into the net. So if only we had our setup down on the goal line, we would have been able to judge if that was a goal or not, but it didn't really look like it went into the back of the net in time.
As much as we like to think, referees are generally correct in their calls. But the emotion of the game, generally it makes you disagree with what referees are doing. Referees do a very nice job in pretty much all games that we see.
Yeah, and me and Jack did that ball hockey tournament there back in July, I think that was, in between the boxes, and my goodness, you don't realize how much flack those poor referees get.
Right.
Yeah, they were called every name in the book, so they deserve a lot of credit. Even if sometimes you disagree with their call, they hear just about everything, every chirp in the book.
Absolutely right.
That's another big penalty as well in this division, chirping off to the ref.
Yep.
Retaliation, chirping off to the ref, and tripping. Those are the top 3, I'd say. Dyke shoots, tipped in front, just wide of the net. Lewis looking for it. Corbett trying to get it, and that's going to do it for our second period of play. The final score after 2 is 4 for the Osprey and 2 for the Kings. Myself and Eric will be back once the third period starts. All right, everybody, welcome back to the CBS Arena for the third and final period of play for game number 4 of this opening weekend tournament. Eric, what are you thinking heading into this third and final period?
Well, it just hopefully gets much of the excitement we had in the second period after, first period we're just kind of feeling out. If I was, getting the Kings coach going in there, I'd say, listen, guys, nothing to be ashamed of coming into the third period. Lots of chances, only 2 goals down, but you got to start to think of yourself skating downhill because the Kings really need to take it to them early to try to get a goal to get them one goal closer. But they're certainly not out of it. TriPen kind of just really need to kind of do what they're doing, getting pucks deep, getting shots on net. They only have 11 shots to now, but they've had pretty good success already.
All right, so here we go. Kings looking to start a comeback. Osprey looking to hang on to their lead. My name is Seth Hyde along with Eric Thoms live from the CBS Arena.
I know that for the Western Kings, they probably have a fan at home. At my home, my wife, Adrienne Downer, grew up on West Valley Road. I think she knows the Cave parents, graduate of Regina High School. Joey Wiseman's father, I think she knows that as well. So I think she's at home probably listening to this game and wishing the Western Kings well here.
Dyke into the corner. Reminds me a little bit of Dale Carey when we were doing Danny Cleary. Dale Carey knew just about everyone on every team, all the parents and everything. So pretty cool that Adrienne still knows her roots, I guess you could say, out in the West Coast.
Love hitting Corner Brook. We both do enjoy ourselves going out to for Adrienne to go visit friends and for us to go skiing and going hiking and going up Grossmore, a beautiful part of the province.
Yeah, I was talking about last night. I've never been out to the West Coast yet. I've been to Grand Falls and maybe a little bit farther, but I've never been to the West Coast. And we've been trying to get out the last few years, but we've just been so busy. And I've always wanted to go out and experience the beauty of out in that area.
Oh, it is lovely. Now, I mean, I grew up as an East End townie here, so I mean, I'm the dirtiest type of townie you can think of, right? So when I was growing up, past the Avalon Mall was a long way out, but marrying a wonderful woman from Corner Brook has really, allowed me to have a great affinity for the West Coast.
Yeah, so Mom actually lived in Corner Brook, I think it was, for almost a year, so she knows the beauty of out in that area.
I'm sure she made the place better when she was out there.
Yeah, and I think Adrienne's father taught Mom or something like that, or was a prof at
Grenfell.
At Grenfell,
I did not know that, Seth. That certainly could be.
Oh, up into the crowd, and you know what that means.
Seth, you have a nice new system here. You get to have a bit of fun, I guess, on the side, playing with the new technology that you have in front of you.
Yeah, ADHD isn't a big help with all these buttons and everything. It's like, oh, I got to press them all.
And the colors too, right? So
yeah. Overstimulation.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a penalty here for TriPen. It's Button going to the penalty box.
Yes, amongst our chatter, I didn't see what that was, but again, a good opportunity, a minute and a half into the third period for the Western Kings to see if they can get one goal closer.
Cumby giving it across to Wiseman. Wiseman into the corner. Peavy takes a shot, redirected wide. Getting it on the boards once again. Peavy down behind the net, sending it over to Ethan James, who scored the last goal for the Western Kings. Wiseman shoots, and it's blocked in front by Adam Dawson. Dawson down into the corner. Wiseman gets it. Wiseman up to Peavy. Peavy taking it up the ice, shooting it into the zone, and it is going to go out of play.
A little better on the puck movement for the Kings on their power play. They've been struggling struggling quite a bit actually during the game on the power play. So that 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 looks much better for them. So, anyways, minute and 17 left in this power play. They just have to continue doing what they're doing now.
Ride out, putting some great pressure on Mercer. Mercer taking it up the other way. Going to the net. Urquhart's waiting for it out at the point. Thrown on goal. Man, Eric, me and you were talking about this during the intermission. Western have had so much trouble scoring in this tournament. Like they can't seem to beat the netminders. They've been peppering them with shots. They're just not having the luck, the puck luck that they need.
I think that's exactly what it is. I mean, sometimes it's just luck. I mean, everybody knows. And again, we talked really on the onset. These are the first couple of games that they're playing at this level. They might have had some inter-squad games going on, but it's the first time. So, you know, it's a game of inches. It's a game of centimeters, right? They'll find their way.
Here's Rashley trying to get it and out of play, and they must be loving the sound effects.
We're seeing now in the rink, we're seeing the impact and the growler starting to warm up, doing a little bit of run around the track at the beautiful CBS Arena, gearing up for the next game at 11:30 local here.
Yeah, that's going to be a dandy game rematch of the finals from last year, and you're going to enjoy calling that one.
Yeah, I'm actually excited. I'm excited to see a number of the kids on the growlers, and so I'll be excited to see them play.
And you guys are pretty good friends with the Knight family, so you'll be seeing Andy Knight out there.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of them, right? The Knights, the Averys. I mean, you pretty much know everybody growing up in St. John's. You know, I would say definitely for the TriPen parents and you know, the Western parents, you get to know everybody. They become your friends, and even if your kids don't necessarily play hockey with each other anymore, you see the parents, and it's always lovely to see them, because I think you talked about you have hotel nights together, you travel together. You know, you're not necessarily in all the same social circles, but it's always great to reconnect with hockey parents.
So 16-14 left in the third. Still plenty of time for the Kings to make a comeback here. The Osprey holding out. Goodness, TriPen looked really good in this game. They haven't got as many shots on net as the Kings, but they have had a lot of possession in this game, and they might have another one here. They do! It's Drover right in front of the net. Roofs it up into the top corner where Mom hides the cookies.
Well, that's, I think, goal number 2, you know, kind of a loose puck coming into the front of the net, not making the smart play, defenseman or whoever's carrying the puck, not making the smart play, keeping it to the outside. And that's the second goal for the Osprey on their 12th shot. I mean, 5 goals on 12 shots. They're making the most of it. But that's 2 pretty big errors on the Kings' part in front of their own net to give up goals in this game.
Yeah, that's a second giveaway in front of the net, which is something they got to work on. But again, these teams haven't been together for very long, so they don't have the chemistry that, let's say, TriPen has or the Growlers have with a lot of returning players.
But very frustrating for coaches, because most of these kids have been playing long enough to know that they make those risky plays. That's going to cost them.
And it has so far this game, but again, there's still plenty of time for a comeback. I've been a Leafs fan my whole life. I've seen plenty of blown leads. Dumped down into the corner. Lambswood gonna chase.
Again, a lot of hope for the Leafs again this year.
Yeah, they're just gonna let me down once again after signing all these new great players like Bertuzzi, Domi, Reeves, Klingberg. And then they're going to get out in the first round or get out in the second round and get humiliated by a wild card team again.
Well, there's always hope. There's always hope, Seth.
Yes, the hope that kills us every year. Here's Dawson trying to get it. We got a penalty coming up here against, looks like, TriPen.
Yeah.
Owen Dyke to the box for his second time this game.
Might be a little bit of an even-up call, not sure. Sometimes my cynical mind says that referees are trying to give the team that might be way down a little bit of a boost. I know that's not fair to say, but we all think it, I think.
It's also interesting to see when the game gets, to a bit of a blowout like last night when it was 10-3. They stopped calling icings and everything. They just wanted to get home.
Oh, really?
It was so late in the night.
Yeah.
But that game last night was still a pretty good game despite the scoreline. Western didn't give up till the end. We know a lot of teams, once they get down by that many goals, they just give up, and the score ends up being 15-3 rather than 10-3. Mercer has it down behind his own goal. Looking to break it out, sends it up the middle. Finds his way down. It was tipped off by Button. Button clearing it down the other way.
That's a bit of a prime example right there on the wave off of the icing. If it was a closer game, it might have been called.
So 1 minute remaining on the power play for Western. PV, oh my goodness, great effort from him. Dance to the front of the net. But an even better stop by Andrew Ackerman, who's been red hot in between the pipes today. And hockey has grown a lot in the TriPen area ever since the success of Danny Cleary, obviously, and out in Bonavista, Michael Ryder and Adam Party. So TriPen might just be more successful than here in town with hockey. They got 2 Stanley Cup champions out that way.
Well, I tell you, they're pumping them out. There's no doubt about it. And a lot of excitement. And it's not only the region. I mean, it's for the province. I mean, those kids that have had success off the island and those kids that currently are successful off the island. I mean, it's wonderful to see. I mean, you're definitely from your region first, but we're all Newfoundlanders, so it's wonderful to see the success at that level. In fact, in Calgary, Adam Party was my neighbor in the same neighborhood when he played for the Calgary Flames. So got to know him a little bit. I mean, he was traveling a lot, and but it was really nice to see a young Newfoundlander succeed at that level.
Wiseman trying to chase it down on the boards, and one of the interesting things is when you look at the under 15, under 13, under 18 AAA, even the U11A, you're thinking, who's going to be the next NHLer? Who's going to be the next Alex Newhook? Who's going to be the next Newfoundland champion? And it's Urquhart with a goal. Urquhart on the doorstep. It just squeaked past Andrew Ackerman. And Eric, we got a game on our hands.
I think we do. I mean, listen, Urquhart, I've been impressed with him today in terms of not only his back check, but a big body, big power, that big power forward, just going to the net. Just when a shot or someone's going, he's going in hard. Stick on the ice, rebound came out, and he was able to direct it into the net. So, great play by him.
And that was another fluky goal. He whiffed on the shot, and it just snuck past Ackerman. That's one of the things when you're goaltender and you think he's going to roof it into the top corner and make a big dive, but then it ends up just trickling into the net, and that's got to be annoying for those netminders.
Absolutely, but for Ackerman, I mean, it's hard for any young goaltender, any goaltender to be perfect. So, the way the Kings' chances and the saves that he's made already, that's kind of just one of those 2 bad moments for him. But he's had a very, very solid game to this point.
Another great stop in net by Ackerman. Save number 21 for him in this morning's game.
That's good math.
Math teachers helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
We've only been in school for 3 days, but yeah, Miss McNeil's helping out a lot.
Now, Seth, you're continuing in the French immersion stream at Gonzaga as well?
Yeah, not
you.
going to give up on that.
No.
That's for sure.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's a good thing to keep going, French speaking, and I always try to practice it as much as I can. Especially Alex Abbott, if you're watching. His mom is French, so whenever he scores, I have a bet with him that I will call the goal in French. So when we were up in Toronto, he had me speaking French a lot.
Excellent. Good save by Roberts there on a screen there. So.
Another close call there for a penalty.
Yeah, the referees, it's a lot of minor penalties, but certainly a pretty tame game.
Out to Dyke. Dyke back down into the corner. King gonna try to get to it. Lewis takes the puck over. Now here's Urquhart. Decker trying to power through. Urquhart going to take over, but Decker communicates with him and says, I got this. Urquhart trying to keep it in. Going out to Cumby. Giving back across, trying to poke it through. Oh, a weird collision there between King and Decker. And things are starting to ramp up here. The Kings starting to get a bit of momentum. It seems like the trend with the Kings in this tournament is they start to get momentum towards the end of the third period. That's usually when they start to pick up the pace. Oh, lovely pass up the middle. Ripped on net, just wide. A great effort there from Connor Green, one of the AP players playing for TriPen today. A shot by Lewis, and it's covered up by Roberts with 10:31 remaining in the third period of play. And Eric, what do you think the Kings need to do to make a comeback here, and what do you think TriPen needs to do to shut them down?
Well, I mean, TriPen are taking advantage of their opportunities. So they just need to continue just to be, I mean, I think just from a defensive, just be very, very sound defensively. They can't give up the odd man rushes. For the Kings, they have played very well in the back half of each period, or the first two periods, right? So they just need to keep pushing. I'd say they're going to shorten their bench, you know, as tired as they may be from yesterday. You know, you're probably going to see kids like Urquhart out there, you know, more often than not. Because they need to find another goal, you know, in the next few minutes just to get themselves momentum continued.
Monk pressuring Cave. Going around the boards, Adam Dawson gets it, back to Button. Button giving it up ice to Dawson. Dawson, oh wow, great move. Gets it out in front, shot, rebound was freed. Dawson with a beautiful move, turned the defense inside out like every teenager's laundry on that play. He almost managed to find the back of the net.
That's true. Every teenager's laundry is inside out.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that as well. I'm guilty.
The bane of every parent when you do laundry, and to turn things the right side.
Yeah, I've been guilty of that many times. Roberts with a nice pass up to Lambswood. Lambswood giving it back down, and Lambswood gets it back again. Lambswood to Applin. Mercer over to Applin again. TriPen putting immense pressure on the Kings at the moment. Corbett dumping it down into the corner. Mercer. Around the boards, Corbett gets it. Roberts trying to get the puck, and it works its way down the ice. Corbett is left to chase. Given away in front of the net. It's tap. Oh, he tried to go through the 5-hole. Was saved. Rebound. Ackerman keeps it free and rolled across the crease and got cleared down the ice. The Kings almost got back into the game. That was so close to being a doozy goal, Eric, there for Tap, and then the rebounds, they almost managed to jam in, and now it's a 2-on-1. Tap passing it over. James couldn't get a full stick on it. Now Tap left alone, he scores! He missed the first shot, but on the second time of asking, he tips it in front. That hand-eye coordination is quite intact, and it's 5-4.
Yeah, you said it. The hand-eye is pretty impressive there. I mean, when he was all alone in front of the net, and the defenseman just had to throw it on net, and wow, what a great tip. What a great tip. And even on the play before, you know, again, we saw this another time, but again, it was a TriPen just carrying the puck through the center of the ice right in front of your net. It gets chipped away, and the Kings had a golden opportunity. They didn't make it, but then they came right back and had this wonderful goal.
Wiseman giving it to Cumby. Up to Urquhart. This is going to be an epic finish to this one. Dyke has it down low. Dyke out in front. Oh my, that it was almost another goal from going out in front of your net, Eric. One of your pet peeves so far this game.
That's my absolute pet peeve.
Rashly out to Cumby. Cumby shoots. Turned aside in goal by Ackerman. 7:20 remaining in the third period of play. It is 5-4. And folks, don't go anywhere. This is going to be an epic finish to this game no matter what happens. Decker looking to tie it. Rashley waiting for it in front of the net. Cumbie, Rashley shoots it on net. Blocked by Akerman. Now here's Cumbie. Cumbie giving it over. Sent back across to Urquhart. Now Button takes the puck. Payne trying to get it back. Payne up ice, dumped in by Connor Green. And now Spingle leaving it down low. Payne is going to get it on the boards. King trying to take it. Payne looks forward, and it goes up and over the glass. And you know what that means.
You're loving that, aren't you, Seth?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, I think that was the best $900 we've ever spent on this soundboard. Good investment, I think.
Great investment. Great investment.
And without that, I'd say we wouldn't be able to have color commentators either. It's out in front, turned aside. This setup is much more simpler than the one we had last year. So hopefully we'll be able to get you guys joining me more frequently rather than just in a few tournaments. Payne trying to get it kept in. It's back down low. Bugden gets it on the boards. King gonna step in for it. Pass up ice. Payne redirects it down. Corbett gets it behind his own goal. Corbett leaves it behind. Back for Logan Butler. Back to Corbett. Up ice to Lewis. And he just misses it, and it goes the full way for an icing call with 5:19 remaining in the third.
TriPen just making it a little bit too complicated there. You know, I think that instead of coming back behind the net, you had the pass up the boards, making a shorter pass, and now they're buried back into their zone again for a face-off. So we'll see if the Kings can take advantage here, get possession early.
Shot on net blocked. Applin trying to dump it back in. Rideout looks for it. Mercer laying the body as Applin takes it up the tap. Tap giving it over to Applin. Applin back across to Mercer. Mercer has the puck. Dawson pressuring. Dawson still twisting and turning behind the net. He gives it to Rideout now. Rideout takes it over. Rideout gets absolutely thumped on the boards on the play. And Peavy brings it up. Peavy around Dyke. Dyke just barely fending him off. Dyke pinning it up against the boards. Freed on the side by Janes. Back down low to Peavy. Peavy with Ethan Janes coming in. Oh, what a hit from him. He took down the whole pile, even his teammate. Janes trying to get it. It's cleared down the ice. Applin is going to get the puck. Applin takes it over behind the net. Up for tap. It's back into the zone, and the Kings got to reset. Up the middle, Monk trying to get there. Turned over to King. King out to Simmons. Simmons playing it in. Monk has it on the boards, clears it down low. Mercer is going to get it. Mercer shooting that one down the ice, and too many men on the ice call, and a great chance here for Western to tie up the game with 3:30 left to go.
Not sure the guy who touched the puck was the guy who came off the bench. I thought two of the guys at the bench were there, so I'm not sure about that call. Again, I'm not broadcasting on some national television, so I can say what I want about the refereeing calls.
So TriPen are calling a timeout here with 3:30 left to go, and it's really crunch time for both of these teams. Eric, you got any predictions for the last 3 minutes,
Oh my
3.5
God, that's
minutes?
one thing I don't predict because I generally get them wrong. But you know, again, a golden opportunity here for the King. This is what you want. This is, you know, what more can you ask for, right? 3.5 minutes left, and you know, you have a power play. So you know, it's like anything else. Is that I think they still need to have a sense of urgency. They need to push the puck. They need to push the puck up. But unlike being 5-on-5 now, they don't necessarily need to make too many risks. They don't need to make too many risks going forward, so they can't, you know, they can't, but they need this. They need to get lots of shots, and they need to be working the puck at the net.
So let's see if Western can get their power play going at the right time. They got 2 minutes to make something happen on the power play, and then another minute and a half for a comeback. So plenty of time, plenty of space. Let's see if they can get it done. Wiseman over to Rashley. Back to Wiseman, back down low to Decker. Decker out to Spingle. Spingle waiting, holding, looking, passing it to Rashley. It was the saucer pass that just got under his stick. Rashley, oh, great play. Pass back out in front, turned away. Urquhart. Back over to Rashley. Rashley curling across the top of the circle. Decker's shot. It looked like that was going in. Rashley lifts the stick. Wiseman coming back in on goal. Wiseman throwing it across to Spingle. Dawson dancing around and clearing it down the ice. So not much luck so far, Eric, for the Kings.
No, well, I tell you, they're moving the puck well. You know, I mean, they had that one shot on the side was just kind of a miss. But I think they're doing okay. They just have to make sure they outnumber TriPen on every single puck. They need 2-3 bodies on the puck at all times here now.
King playing it down low. Wiseman throwing it back around. Tap is going to get to it. Tap with it behind the net. Giving it up the ice.
Minutes. I don't know if they're going to think about their goaltender now as well.
Yeah, they probably should have pulled him at the start of the power play to get 2 minutes of extra man. They would have had +2 advantage out there on the ice. So it looks like Osprey are going to kill off this penalty here. As we're back to even strength. Tap trying to get it, and now this looks dangerous. Lewis is all alone here. Lewis coming in, but Tap catches up to him with 1:20 remaining. Still a bit of time for the Kings to make something happen. Osprey holding him off very well. Ride out, losing the puck to Peavy. Mercer trying to get out, ride out, trying to jam it in front of the net, and goaltender looking at the bench. He's edging ever so closely to it. Dumped down into the corner. Ackerman leaves it. Corbett with lots of space to waste a bit of time here. Given across, Dawson coming in, banked off the boards. Decker trying to get it, Lambswood. Lambswood pass across to Rashley. Rashley, can he get there? It is going to be an icing call with 42 seconds remaining in the third period.
Again, still a little bit of time. Kings aren't out here. They need to push the puck hard. They need to win. They need to win possession here now. It can't be just center on center. They need to move a winger in immediately, if not both.
Out to Dyke. Dyke shoots. Turned aside by Roberts. Spingle trying to get it on the boards. Down to 30 seconds remaining in this game. The Kings break it out. One last chance. Down the side goes Decker, brought down. That's going to be a penalty. And it's too bad for Western. That never came a little bit earlier. So they're going to have 18 seconds to force this one to overtime. That's Owen Dyke's third penalty of the game.
Again, big hit, stood him up at the blue line. Arms came up and
4 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, they really could have used that earlier. They're going to call a timeout here. Eric, what would you say on the Kings bench?
I mean, it's all like they pretty much only have time for maybe one shot on net and then pound it away. But it has to be a good shot. It can't be through shin pads. It needs to be through shin pads, but you can't be nailing. It has to be an off-angle shot. But they need, again, I talked about it in the defensive zone. They need to have one, if not two, if not three guys go to the center dot if it's not win cleanly to make sure they have possession. The moment they lose possession, that puck will be buried on the boards or it'll be thrown out of the zone. They have the goaltender pulled, so they're going to have enough people to make sure they outman TriPen in that zone.
All right, so here we go. One last chance for Western to tie up this game on the power play, 6-on-4.
And then I'd find my two biggest guys, and I'd go, if you do game possession, two biggest guys go stand right at the top of the blue.
Yeah, they got three guys that are going to just crash that net once the faceoff is won back. Out to the point, Mercer, it gets out, and that's going to probably win it here for TriPen. Western rushing back in, cleared, and that's in the net! Wow, what an empty net goal! That's one of the best ones you'll ever see. The Osprey are just going to hang on and win it 6-4.
Well, they had it set up. I mean, they won the draw, came back, and just with that one little hitch on terms of trying to make sure that the defenseman, I'm not sure who it was, just kind of that one little cradle, that one little stick handle, came out of the zone and put themselves offside.
That was a really nice empty netter. And that's the one that'll seal the deal for TriPen. They're going to win their first game of the season. So Western failed the comeback. The Osprey just barely hang on to the win. They win it 6-4. Eric, what a game.
Great game. It was a good game. I mean, we started off pretty slow. You know, teams are just trying, maybe tired from, but I think both teams should be encouraged by this. You know, in terms of not only the production, 6 goals on 17 shots for the Osprey, but the Kings actually, I mean, if it wasn't for Andrew Akerman in the nets for TriPen, this could have easily been the other way around.
Yeah, so a great game from both teams. We'll be back in action at 11:30 for the Impact versus the Pinnacle Growlers. Eric will be here with me for that one as well. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you to all the viewers. Be sure to be kind to one another, stay safe, and pray for Ukraine. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes for the 5th game of the tournament.